Hey guys, this is the Smart #1 Brabus edition. Now, it costs 249,000 ringgit and it can take you roughly about 400 kilometers. That's the WLTP range. I know there are cars out there that are cheaper and can take you further, but you don't buy a Brabus to go further. You buy it because it stirs your soul. That's what it does. So in this video, I want to tell you everything there is to know about the Smart #1 Brabus, the good and the not so good. Let's do this. The Smart #1 Brabus edition comes from a long line of truly extraordinary cars, such as the legendary Rocket. It may be a very different car, and some may even think it's blasphemous to put the #1 in the same category as its cousins that share the same badge. But it is worthy of the badge. The #1 Brabus offers 428 PS and 543 Nm of torque. It also has impressive performance, such as a 0 to 100 time of 3.9 seconds. It offers some good engineering that you don't see much anywhere else, such as the 22 kilowatt AC charging capability that you only see in more expensive cars such as Audi's e-tron series and the Porsche Taycan. The 22 kilowatt charging capability allows it to juice up from 0 to 80 in just 3 hours. Just to let you know, the industry norm is 11 kilowatt AC charging, while the cheaper EV cars in the market have just 7 kilowatts. Brabus cars are also supposed to be visually dramatic, and you get that with the #1. The matte grey paint job may not be exclusive to the Brabus edition, but the dual-tone paint job definitely is. The radiant red coloured roof is exclusive to the matte grey paint job, where else a black roof accompanies all the other colours. The interior, on the other hand, is wrapped in suede-like material with red contrasting stitching. And in true Brabus drama, it also has a light show which you can use to impress your friends. As usual, let's take a walk around the car and talk about the exterior before we jump inside. From the offset, as soon as you lay eyes on it, you may think that it's a hot hatch, but it's actually a very big car. For context, it looks like a Mini Countryman, but get this, it has a longer wheelbase than a Honda Civic. Besides that, it also has these welcome lights over here that greet you when you approach the car, and that you have 3 different settings just in case you do not like the way it greets you. And then you also have these panels over here for that enhance aerodynamic efficiency. And this grille at the bottom here lights up at night. Very cool. I really like the matte grey color. Truly stands out, has something extraordinary, but don't get it scratched. This red paint job at the top is exclusive to the matte grey. If you choose for any other color such as the white, you'll get a black roof. So for the Brabus edition, you'll always get a dual-tone paint job. Besides that, these door handles sit flush with the door, and you get Smart engraved over here. Very nice. This is also the Smart logo, and it lights up when you walk towards the car. Very cool as well. This light panel, very Mercedes-Benz. Get this, Mercedes-Benz did the design of the car, whilst Geely, which owns 50% of Smart now, did the tech behind the car. Very nice, very cool. As far as storage goes, you get a forward trunk, aka a frunk. Just 15 liters of storage space, but good enough for stuff like your laptop and such, which you don't want anybody breaking into the car too. So in that sense, it's quite usable. The boot too, let's go check it out. In terms of boot space, well, you get 486 liters. Well, good enough for a daily runabout, but if you need more, you can fold the seats, and that will give you an additional 986. It actually looks quite impressive as well. Let me fold the seats for you. good enough for your IKEA runs and such. Kind of reminds me of my old Clio RS, but very convenient and good enough for your day-to-day life. And the Smart #1 Brabus edition also has a V2L capability, vehicle to load. So you need this adapter which you plug into here, and then you just plug it in and voila, you get a 3-pin socket. So this lets you, do your coffee machine, charge your laptop, go camping, charge up your campsite. You can do all sorts of things with the V2L capability. That's awesome. Now this is usually an 800 ringgit option, but I hear that if you buy the car now, Brabus will throw this in. The back seats are impressive as well. Check out the amount of headroom that I have, and even legroom as well. The front seat is adjusted to my preference, and then you get your own air conditioning vents as well as a Type A and a Type C USB port. I just got to say this, that the one thing that I find annoying about sitting in the back seats is that the car forces you to wear seat belts, which is fine. Totally understand that it comes from a safety perspective. However, every once in a while you get passengers that prefer to sit in the middle, you're having a conversation and such. The car will prompt you to put on your seatbelt, and then it goes off after a couple of seconds. However, every time you stop the car at a traffic light and such, the prompt, that annoying alert, starts all over again, and it just keeps going on and on and on. Hence why we've had to clip in the seats like this just to get around that those alerts, that safety alerts. I shouldn't be doing this, but yeah, we've been using this car for shoots and such. And then you also get your regular ISOFIX mounts over here, which is great for your kids and such. And most importantly, when you have a big baby seat, your kid has enough room over here so he's not constantly kicking the front passenger. Impressive in terms of spaciousness. Now, before we get in front, I'd just like to highlight one of my favorite things about this car, and perhaps any other car, something that is a nod to the 80s and 90s, are the frameless doors. And check out the tint of the back window. The front though is in compliance with JPJ regulations, so it's not tinted, but it's still frameless. This is really nice. Check out how clean it looks. This is my favorite, man. I really like this. So from the front here, which is the action seat, a lot of things to talk about actually. I mean, you got enough space for a water bottle here. I'm going to put this away for the sake of conversation. And then you get more storage space. You can close this so it looks neat. You get 2 Type C USB ports and a charge pad. Now this is really great. It looks good. The gunmetal hue is exclusive for the Brabus edition. But I must say this, that when you're driving in the afternoon and the sun is right ahead of you, it tends to glare. This thing just shines like my head, because it really tends to glare and becomes difficult to drive actually. So the only way around it is to keep it open. If it glares from here, then God help you. Anyway, you get more storage space over here. This is actually pretty impressive. This is something I'll talk about later. So this is cooled, a chilled area. You get enough space for this many water bottles in here, and they're all chilled. Just nice, making this car perfect for your everyday drives and such. Impressive, no doubt. Now the seats are pretty impressive as well. You get this suede Alcantara-like finishing, so really in typical Brabus fashion. You also get this red panel over here as well. You get your Brabus logo stitched into the headrest, and guess what? Both seats are ventilated, so perfect for Malaysian weather. Both seats are also electronically adjustable, 10-way electronically adjustable, but the driver gets memory function. That's very cool. And then besides that, the interior is totally dominated by this 12.8-inch screen over here and a 9-inch screen over here. This small screen gives you the essentials such as the speed, the range, and everything else basically, and you get another 10-inch head-up display right ahead of you, which you can turn off or adjust according to your height. Now, the thing about the #1 is that most controls, even regular controls such as adjusting your side mirrors, are located in this screen over here. So if I wanted to adjust my side mirrors, I would have to go over here, go to door mirrors.
You can use the buttons on the right-hand side of the steering wheel to adjust the angle of the door mirrors.
So if I wanted to adjust the left mirror, I'd have to click on left and then adjust it from the steering wheel buttons, and right, adjust it from the steering wheel buttons again. So I do think that that's a bit, iffy. It should be a simple control over here, something that is easily accessible. But there are good things as well, such as you can adjust your child lock. You can turn on your child lock doors over here, left or right. And then you can also adjust your passenger seat from here. So this is something I think parents would appreciate, because if your child is at the back there, kicking away, just dirtying the back of the seat, or for any other reason, that control makes it super good. And then basically almost every other thing is located in this 12.8-inch screen, such as air conditioning as well. The other thing that I really wish was just a physical knob was the volume button, because it comes with the 13-speaker Beats audio system. Yes, Beats, that same Beats that Dr. Dre and Apple created. So 13 speakers, it is a banging sound system. One of the nicest for 250,000 ringgit segment. No, absolutely no doubt about it. But volume buttons is either here on the steering wheel or deep in the menu over here. One of the most impressive things about the Brabus #1 is this. If I click on it, it gives me all the charge stations that are accessible over here. So these are all the charging stations and your availability. So there's one at Lifestyle Hub over here, and it'll soon give me all the information that I need. And then basically everything, and it'll just also give you the directions. So there's one at Petronas Elite, which is 7 kilometers away, but is currently being used. So this makes it even easier, and even easier to own the car, I mean. And yesterday I took it and I had to charge the car. Here's how it went. So it's been a couple of days that I've been driving the Smart #1 Brabus edition, and I've really enjoyed my time with the car. Not only because it's such a good looking car, but it's also one of the nicest EVs to drive. No, really, it's quite a nice car. And you feel a lot of Mercedes-Benz in here, but I'll speak about that later. Now though, I want to talk to you about my charging journey, because I'm still at 56% and I have a range of 223 kilometers. I'm doing the complete video shoot tomorrow morning. This is just a segment where I'm talking about the charging part. But anyway, I can technically go out for a video shoot, drive this car around, and then return it with potentially enough charge, depending on how much we drive, of course. But we don't usually drive that much during our video shoots, our B-rolls and such. Anyway, it's Sunday today, and I do know that there are a couple of chargers nearby, but I want to show you what it's like to actually charge the car. So this is the screen, which is where all the action happens, and there's the icon over here that says charge. You can see that I have 223 kilometers left. I have a whole bunch of stuff. The amount of information that this car gives you is amazing. And of course, right now, if I press this button over here, it's just gonna give me all the charges that are. I'm within the vicinity of my housing area, and these are all the charges that are nearby. I do know that there is a good fast charger at Ingress Auto in Damansara. There you go. It tells me that there's sufficient 3 out of 3 charges are still available. The one at Ingress Auto has about 120 or 160 kilowatt fast charging, and that should get me from 56% to 100% in a couple of minutes. I brought my laptop along. I got a short article to write, so it's going to be a productive Sunday. Let's go visit Ingress Auto and say hello in the smart #1 Brabus. This should be fun. So at Ingress Auto Damansara right now, it's plugged in and it's charging right now, and I don't think you can see anything over here except my reflection, but anyway, it says that it's at 54% state of charge. I got 57 minutes till the full charge. Energy delivered right now is 2.7 kilowatt hour, and the great thing is that I did it all from the Hello Smart app on my phone. So from here I can pay for this. I can navigate here as well. It has a map, which is what we saw earlier in the car as well, and I can pay for it. I can actually check out the energy, how much energy I'm getting, and how long it's going to be charging for. Right now, I started at 53, but it has immediately gone up to 55. So it may be faster than the 57 minutes it has said earlier. Power is definitely quicker. So yeah, this is the DC charger at Ingress Auto in Damansara. But this is the problem that I guess a lot of EV owners will face: people parking and not letting other potential users to charge their cars. But I guess this car belongs to Ingress Auto, the charger belongs to Ingress Auto, so they can do whatever they want. So anyway, let's see how long it gets. I brought my laptop, got some work to do. Let's do this. In 54 minutes, we got from 50% to 99%. And I do not know how much it's going to cost me, but until I press stop charge, that is. But anyway, I've topped up 34.33 kilowatts. So let's stop charging now. It should be done shortly. Or you can okay, that's done, and it costed 53 ringgit, which I can pay through my smart points. So I have 15,000 smart points, and it's going to cost me 5,342 smart points. And it's paid. I'm going to take a screenshot of this and hopefully remember to insert this in the video. But yeah, seamless, easy, and I really like the fact that I can get the onboard map. Basically tells me which charger is available and where it's available, and whether or not it's occupied. That's really important. And the other thing that is really important is whether it's working or not. For me, that's what's important. Charging time, availability, how to get there, and all of that, I just want to show you something. I get a travel range of 396 kilometers. This is all the information over here, this trip. So I haven't started this trip yet. So anyway, 396 kilometers, roughly about what a regular hot hatch would give you. I do think of this as a hot hatch. Anyway, it is the cheapest Brabus that you can buy, and Brabus equals to mad performance. So in a regular Brabus, 8 cylinders, 12 cylinders, I'm not sure if there's a 6-cylinder, but you can think about it in equal terms, because if you're going to be doing 396 kilometers in a regular ICE engine, that would mean it's a pretty powerful engine, because efficiency, it's probably not the name of the game if an ICE engine is going to only take you about 300, a little bit short of 400 kilometers. So that basically, for me, that's acceptable. 1 hour of charging time, okay lah, I can deal with it. So charging was pretty easy, as I've already demonstrated, but one of my favorite features about the car is also the built-in navigation with live information on charging stations. So right now, for example, if I wanted to go to Ipoh, I'll click here and I'll go to, I've already keyed it in, and I click on this arrow, and it's telling me that there are multiple routes, and this is how much battery I would have left once I reach there. I have 86% right now, so that is good. I can reach there with no dramas. I wonder if it tells me what speed I should do. No, it doesn't. But that's great. Anyway, so what if I want to go further? Okay, if I want to go to Penang, I'll click on this. So it'll tell me that by the time I reach there, I'll be minus 15, so there's no way I can get there without a tow truck. But if I click on it, or if I add charging stations, it's rerouting. Let's see where it'll take me. So there you go. It's telling me to first head to Petronas Jalan Sultan Azlan Shah, and I'll have to charge to 80%. After that, I will have to head to Otobaraya Penang, charge to up to 80% as well, and I'll then get to Penang, Malaysia with 350 kilometers. So I really like this. I appreciate this, that it does the planning for me. I don't have to, do the entire planning myself, which is just time consuming. And yeah, why do that? It's going to be 2024. Just make it easier, the maps, I mean. Driving the Smart #1 Brabus is an occasion, and before I speak about anything else, I want you to hear the way the virtual engine sounds like. Woo! Yeah, that sounds good. But then there's another mode called the classical, and this sounds very fake. The Smart Original sounds good. It actually sounds good. Yeah. But anyway, I've been driving for the past couple of days with the virtual engine sound off because I truly enjoy a quiet interior. However, the noise from the tires is quite obvious, perhaps because they're low profile tires, but quite a bit of the noise intrudes back into the cabin. The suspension, as compared to the non-Brabus models, the Pro and the Premium, is also a little bit stiffer. It's better oriented for performance and handling. After all, this is a car that weighs 1,900 kgs, which is nearly 2 tons. Fantastic, right? For the fact that it can do 0 to 100 in 3.8 seconds is just amazing. But then again, this is a Brabus, so it's meant for performance. It's meant to do stuff like that. The one thing that is not very Brabus about the #1 Brabus edition is that it tops out at 180 kilometers per hour. Brabus cars are known for some phenomenal top speeds. That's the only thing that is not very Brabus about it. It has the show to match the go, that's for sure. But top speed could be better. Besides all of that, I do think that some of the controls, such as the side view, adjusting the side view mirrors being in the center over here, is a bit counterintuitive because it requires you to take your eyes off the road and delve into that. But besides that, I think driving this is quite fun. Even it also has 3 different power steering modes. Let me show you. So it has light, medium and heavy, and when you want to really start gunning it, you want it to be heavy. And this is when you start feeling more in control of the car. But even so, it's actually artificial. The chatter from the steering wheel, well, it's still a electric car, so to speak, right? Even though it's Brabus and all. But that does not mean that you cannot go corner carving with the Brabus, if you have enough charge, that is. But I literally have no complaints about the way the car drives. Well, perhaps one. I really do not like the way the lane assist system always keeps intruding back, and every time you turn off the car and get back in the car, you have to turn off the lane assist system, which is terribly annoying every time. So it does not memorize this. I know safety, I understand, but lane assist systems sometimes are not exactly safe, because if it's turned on and you suddenly have a motorcycle that swerves into your lane or a car that swerves into your lane, you have to fight the car to actually avoid it. So that's not very in line with the entire safety ethos of the #1. But besides that, I got no complaints, guys. Wireless Apple CarPlay, E13 speaker Beats sound system that sounds fantastic, a moonroof with shade, which Tesla makes you pay for. What the hell? And basically everything about this car is just really nice. Now, I look forward to driving the Pro and the Premium. I'm not sure whether Smart Malaysia actually has the Pro in their fleet, but I know they have the Premium. So I'm really looking forward to driving that to compare it against the Brabus. For now, if you're looking for an EV and you want to have some fun and you're not really the type that will go very far or perhaps do it occasionally, this is worth considering. Not because of the Brabus badge alone, but because of what it can do, man. You get 4 different driving modes: Eco, Comfort, Sport and Brabus. And right now I'm in Brabus mode, and every time I just twitch, my right foot just twitch, it just goes like I've driven some faster EVs, there's no doubt, but those have costed 3 times the price of the Smart #1 Brabus. So for 250,000 ringgit, you're actually getting quite a bit of fun and a very handsome package. So my few days with the Smart #1 Brabus has been interesting. Everybody that has seen the car has had great things to say about it. I've had Grab drivers come to the car to deliver something and said, "Nice car, bro." That's what Brabus does for you, because Brabus makes cars like this. So that's the emotion of the Brabus name. I know there are better cars out there that can take you further. I did some research, and for example, a Tesla Model 3, according to the specs that I would have wanted, such as the long-range motor, autopilot, 19-inch wheels, that would have costed about 263,000 ringgit. And if it was a Model Y with the entire long-range motor and everything else, it would have costed closer to 300,000 ringgit. So for 249,000 ringgit, for a car that looks like this, drives like this, and with that onboard navigation which makes planning your journey so much more easier, it's just a no-brainer. So if you're looking for an EV with something that will stir your soul every time you get into it or look at it, check out the Smart #1 Brabus. It's definitely doing it for me. Anyway, as usual, thank you for watching. Do consider subscribing.